Hey guys, it's Drake. Oh, get ready for another great adventure. Today, I'm discussing a great port, a great city in the United States, the one and only Miami. Talk about a town that's absolutely amazing with a pile of things to do. Now, I know for most cruisers, you want to get into the port the night before, have a little stay at an inexpensive hotel, get right to the ship, get on board ship, and start partying. With Miami, you might be thinking, hey, you know what? There are so many things to do in this city. We might actually stay here for a little bit longer. Either fly in 2 days before embarkation or staying in Miami after you've come back. Here are some really neat things to see and do in Miami. I hope you enjoy. Baby lion. Let's go. Wynwood Walls. These walls are artist collaborations, and artists from all over the country go to Miami to produce this artwork, these murals. They're very famous around the globe, and many famous artists have come down to paint these. One thing that you might want to check out. The art is incredible. You can walk around. That's all bad. Vizcaya Museum and Gardens. This museum was a winter home for a very, very wealthy person in the 1920s. And they built this winter home so that they could escape the snow and the cold weather and come down to Miami to relax.
It's all hot.
Restored this building and brought it to its original glory. The gardens are amazing. Fountains, sculptures. But when you walk in, as you can see, incredible, from the music room to the view of the bay outside with a huge barge that blocks waves from crashing into the property. Well worth your time to see. That's pretty. I'd buy that for $1. The Miami Zoo. Whether you're traveling with children or just being an adult, one place that you might want to check out. The lions, the tigers, the bears. Oh my. Baby monkey. Also other animals as well. Nice break in the day. The zoo is big. Obviously, having a little walk around, seeing some animals and getting back to nature.
A short time later.
The Miami Design District. Shops, art, galleries. That's all expensive. Senior discount. Miami Aquarium / Miami Seaquarium. Baby shark. This is obviously an aquarium and seeing some beautiful fish and specimens, but they also do dolphin shows. They did have orca show. Manatees. Manatees are great. If you don't know what a manatee is, it's a sea cow. Baby manatee. They're indigenous to Florida. They live in the Florida waterways and they eat plants. When you feed them, typically feed them lettuce. It floats on the top of the water. They also have this protective layer of algae on their backs, and that's so that they don't get sunburned. OMG. The Zoological Wildlife Foundation. Check it out. All I have to say is wow. You get up close and personal with animals. And if they're juvenile animals, aka babies, you might actually be able to touch and hold and cuddle them. Baby kitty. This zoo has been rated #1 in the country. Say what? Monkey jungle. Baby monkey. This is a little twist. You're in the cage and the monkeys are outside. You can feed them by putting food and nourishment in a little dish, and the monkeys will pull the dish up to the top of the cage and pull the food out. Now, if you're really tall, you can hand it to them yourself, but remember, always be careful of monkeys. Oh, stop already. There's a speedboat sightseeing tour of Miami. I'm on a boat. Fun,
To the
fun,
Batmobile.
fun.
Let's go to the Batmobile. Let's go.
Takes about 45 minutes, 50 minutes, less than an hour. And leaves from the mall. Will take you around to show you gorgeous homes / mansions of famous people, almost like the bus tours in LA of the famous homes. You see Ricky Martin's, and some others. You'll also go by the ships. Great views of the bay itself and seeing everybody having fun on the waterfront.
The first island we're going to look at is Hibiscus Island. The first house we're going to talk about, the 3-story white one with the globe on top. Guys, that home belongs to a Puerto Rican superstar who likes to live la vida loca. Who is it? Ricky Martin.
I missed that. It won't break the bank. It really is a fun thing to do.
To the Batmobile. Let's go to the Batmobile. Let's go.
I'm starving. One of the things that you might be interested in, and I certainly am, as to different cultures, is going to Little Havana or Little Havana. It's tough to go to Cuba, and when you do, there still are sometimes food shortages, supply shortages, that kind of stuff. But there is a huge Cuban population in Miami, and their culture, based in this area called Little Havana, and others as well around the city. Cuban coffee, Cuban sandwiches, Cuban food. Don't be disappointed. You're going on a cruise or not. Experience some of what the locals will eat as well. I think you'll like it.
A few moments later.
Speaking of, there are other places to eat in Miami because it really is a melting pot of other immigrants coming into the United States. Not only do you have Little Havana, you have Little Haiti. There's Asian influence and Chinese and Thai. There's some very, very good food down there. Check it out. South Beach. Now, so that no true Miamians get upset with me, I will tell you that South Beach is not a part of Miami. Okay, Miamians, I'm in the clear. Thanks. But it is one of these places that you really do want to see. It really is separated by Miami by a bridge, and that's it. But going down Ocean Drive, cruising, again, won't disappoint. One of the nice things to see is the Art Deco. It has a huge amount of Art Deco buildings, and these buildings are very, very famous. In fact, this whole street and area is very famous. You'll recognize it from a bunch of movies and TV shows. The party is always going on, whether it's in the daytime or at night. However, at night, it does get very crowded. Party time! Another place to see is the Miami River. Yes, this sounds strange, and it depends on what day you're there. If you're there on a Saturday or Sunday or Friday where it's busy, you will see a plethora of boats that are extremely expensive to extremely inexpensive. People sitting out on the front, getting tans, partying, drinking. An option for you in Miami is that you actually can rent out boats and take them out. I looked it up. I found some for $85 an hour, and it went up from there, to $450, $500, and up and up and up, depending on what size ship that you want. Some of these boats aren't owned by these people who are on these boats. They're just having fun. And that might be something that you would want to consider, especially if you're in a bigger party. If you have 8 people and you want to split the cost of going out with a boat, hey, have at it.
It's all good.
There is the Dolphin Mall if you want to walk around shops. This mall is huge. Oh, that's a little affordable. Huge. I believe there are over 200 stores and very, very affordable. Awesome. If you look at the beach in Miami, it extends up and down. Huh? Pretty long. And there's a thing called the Intercoastal. And so the Intercoastal has boats that aren't on the ocean, they're on the inside. Consider it like a bay. Not only can boats leave and go through the Miami River in order to get out to the ocean, you also can leave from a place called Haulover. Now there's Haulover Jetty, Haulover Beach, and Haulover is this man-made waterway where boats will go through. However, sometimes at Haulover, it's a little bit choppy. And you can see these boats go up and down and, the bow going into the water and the water spraying all over the place. That's crazy. You'll see a lot of cool cars in Miami. You'll see a lot of cool bikes in Miami. Again, depending on time of year, there might be bike rides for people who own Harleys. There might be exotic car shows and different events. If you're a football fan, obviously Miami Dolphins, if you happen to be able to catch a game. There's also the Florida Marlins. If you wanted to catch a baseball game just to relax, let's say the day before a ship is going out, it's always nice to see some national ballparks. In Miami, and this might not be true of all Miami, but certainly is of Ocean Drive, don't expect to get great service. I know that's one of the things that has people complaining a little bit about. Restaurants and bars are known to automatically include a 20 or 21, 22% tip in the bill. Check your printed receipt. There's always a spot for tip, but you might be actually leaving a double tip. Now, if you want to tip more, that's great. If not, just leave that blank. That'd be one thing to watch out for. Also, remember, always carry the sunscreen. Dining in Miami is spectacular. I know there are a lot of videos where everybody's going, and I can do those too. But you really are in for a dining experience. The dining from street vendors all the way up to restaurants vying for Michelin stars. Some other things to consider in Miami: jumping on and off the Miami trolley, going and seeing the Science Museum. That would be the Frost Science Museum. The Children's Museum. There's the Safari Adventure. And of course, this is just Miami. You can head down to the Everglades and do the airboats and see the crocodiles, well, alligators and alligator farms. You can go to Key West. You can take day trips as far as for buses. You can go and see other parts of the state, traveling north up to Fort Lauderdale, going into Palm Beach, West Palm Beach, Boca. Florida itself as a state has a lot to see. Although, like I said, if you're going in as having a couple of days getting into port, well, stick around Miami because it does have a lot to offer. South Beach is gorgeous. Party time! It's iconic. Again, famous. One of those places that you see in movies and TV. A really great time. There's a lot of partying on the beach. Depending on what time of year, it can get very, very crowded. It is something fun to do. And don't let age restrict you. Just because 20-year-olds are partying on the beach doesn't mean that you can't if you're older. The same thing goes for Ocean Drive. Please remember to help support this channel by subscribing, clicking the like button, and turning on notifications. That way you will be informed every time we post a new video. Thanks and have a wonderful day. God bless. Surprise! Bye.